Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and realizing something unusual has happened. You open your eyes slowly, and instead of that familiar
Slow,
feeling of
deliberate stretching
exhaustion,
lets his
you
joints.
feel calm, steady, almost refreshed. Your body feels lighter. Your mind is quiet. For a moment, you simply lie there, noticing something that may not have happened in a very long time. You slept through the night, no sudden awakening at midnight. No restless turning from side to side, no moment at 2 or 3 in the morning when your eyes opened wide and you stared at the ceiling, wondering if sleep would ever return. And most importantly, no urgent trip down the hallway to the bathroom while the rest of the house remained dark and silent. Just one long, uninterrupted night of rest. Now imagine what the rest of that morning would feel like. You sit up slowly in
Finish
bed,
dinner a couple of
and
hours
instead of
before
stiffness
bedtime.
and heaviness,
Sip only a small
your
glass of
body
water
feels
in the last
cooperative.
hour.
Your
Then
legs
ease
feel
muscles with
steady when
5
they
minutes
touch
of
the
gentle
floor.
stretching.
Your
A simple
head feels
routine to
clear.
help you drift.
The world seems a little brighter. Maybe you walk into the kitchen and pour yourself a warm cup of coffee or tea. You sit by the window and watch the sunlight begin to fill the room. There is no rush, no fatigue weighing on your shoulders. Later that day, you might find yourself doing things that once felt surprisingly difficult. You might step outside and spend a little time in the garden, touching the leaves and feeling the warmth of the sun. Maybe you play with your grandchildren, laugh with a neighbor, or take a gentle walk down the street. All simple moments, but moments that feel very different when your body has truly rested. For many people over the age of 60, a morning like that can feel almost like a distant memory. Nighttime becomes unpredictable. Sleep becomes fragile. And what used to be a peaceful night slowly turns into a series of interruptions. But here is something important that very few people are ever told. In many cases, your body is not actually the problem. Sometimes it is simply waiting for the right signals to return to the deep, restorative sleep it still knows how to create. And tonight, we are going to begin sending those signals. For many people over the age of 60, nighttime no longer feels like a time of rest. Instead, it quietly turns into something closer to a nightly battle. You lie down hoping for sleep, but your body seems to have other plans. Maybe you fall asleep easily at first. For an hour or two, everything feels peaceful. But then something happens. Your eyes open suddenly in the darkness. At first you try to ignore it. You close your eyes again, hoping sleep will return. But there it is, that familiar pressure in your bladder, the uncomfortable signal telling you that you need to get up. So you swing your legs off the bed, slowly stand, and walk through the quiet house once again. Sometimes this happens once a night. For many people it happens 2, 3, even 4 times. And each time you return to bed, it becomes harder to fall asleep again. Over time, these interruptions begin to change how you feel during the day. Morning arrives, but instead of feeling restored, you feel tired before the day even begins. Your energy feels lower. Your mood may feel heavier. Even small tasks seem to require more effort than they used to. Many people eventually accept this as a normal part of aging. They say things like, "Well, I'm getting older. This is just what happens." But here is the surprising truth. For a large number of people, the real cause of those nighttime awakenings is not simply age. In fact, your bladder may not be the true problem at all. The real issue often begins somewhere else in the body, somewhere most people never think to look, in your legs.
As the day progresses, gravity
Throughout the
draws
day,
fluid down
gravity
into the
quietly
tissues of the
pulls
lower
fluid
legs.
down into your
In older
lower
adults,
legs and
weaker
ankles.
veins and lymph
You
vessels
might
allow
notice
this
your
fluid to
socks
seep
leaving
into the
small
spaces
marks
around.
on your skin in the evening, or your ankles looking slightly swollen. Most people don't think much about it. But when you lie down at night, that fluid begins moving back into circulation. Your kidneys filter it, and before long your bladder fills again, which means your body wakes you up. The good news is that once you understand this hidden process, you can begin to change it. And it starts with a few simple movements your body already knows how to do. Over the years, I have spoken with many older adults who believed they had simply lost the ability to sleep well. Some told me they had not experienced a full night of uninterrupted rest in 10 or even 15 years. They had tried different pillows, herbal teas, sleep medications, and countless bedtime routines, yet the same pattern kept returning night after night. What many of them felt was not just physical fatigue, it was frustration. When sleep becomes unreliable, it begins to affect everything else in life. Energy drops. Patience becomes thinner. Even joyful moments can feel harder to enjoy when your body never feels fully restored. If this sounds familiar to you, I want you to understand something very important. Your body is not broken. The human body is remarkably intelligent. Even as we age, it continues to adapt, repair, and rebalance itself every single day. But like any complex system, it responds to signals. The nervous system, the muscles, the circulation, and the organs all communicate constantly. Sometimes sleep problems appear not because the body has lost its ability to rest, but because certain signals have been disrupted or ignored for years. The encouraging part is that many of these signals can be gently restored. You do not need complicated equipment. You do not need intense exercise routines. And you certainly do not need to push your body beyond what feels comfortable. What we are going to focus on tonight are a few small, gentle movements that work with your body's natural design. Movements that help circulation return to balance, that release tension in the lower back and hips, and that send a calming message to the nervous system. Think of them not as workouts, but as quiet conversations with your body. Simple signals that say, it is safe to relax now. It is time to rest. And once those signals begin to return, your body often remembers something it has known your entire life: how to sleep. In just a moment, we are going to go through a small sequence of movements that many people find surprisingly powerful for improving nighttime sleep. These are not complicated exercises. In fact, most of them can be done right on your bed or while sitting on a sturdy chair beside it. There will be 5 simple movements in total. Each one has a very specific purpose inside your body. Some help move fluid out of the legs before you lie down for the night. Others gently release tension in the lower back, hips, and the muscles around the pelvis. And one of them works directly with your breathing to activate the part of your nervous system responsible for deep relaxation. You may be surprised by how small these movements are. They are slow, controlled, and very gentle. That is intentional. Your body does not need intensity before bedtime. What it needs are calm signals that prepare it for rest. As we move through them together, I encourage you to take your time. There is no need to rush. Imagine that you are gradually guiding your body from the busy rhythm of the day into the quiet rhythm of night. But there is something else I want to share with you once we finish these movements. At the end of this video, I will walk you through a short evening routine made of 3 simple habits that can dramatically improve how your body prepares for sleep. One of them is a well-known method called the 3 to 2-1 rule. It sounds simple, but when used correctly, it can help reduce nighttime awakenings and make falling asleep much easier. And there is also one small evening change that can reduce those sudden trips to the bathroom during the night, something many people overlook entirely. So for now, find a comfortable position, take a slow breath, and allow your body to begin unwinding. We are about to start with the first gentle movement. Let's begin with a movement that may look extremely simple, but inside your body it can make a surprisingly powerful difference. Many sleep specialists sometimes refer to this as a circulation reset. I like to call it the ankle pump. Before we begin the movement itself, it helps to understand why this small exercise matters so much. Throughout the day, gravity quietly pulls fluid downward into your lower body. If you spend time sitting, standing, or walking, small amounts of fluid gradually settle into your calves, ankles, and feet. By evening, many people notice subtle signs of this process. Your socks may leave faint marks around your ankles. Your shoes may feel slightly tighter than they did in the morning. Sometimes your lower legs may even feel a little heavy. Most people assume this is simply a normal part of the day, but something interesting happens when you lie down to sleep. Once your body becomes horizontal, gravity no longer holds that fluid in your legs, The fluid slowly returns into circulation and eventually reaches your kidneys. Your kidneys filter it, convert it into urine, and send it to your bladder. A few hours later, your body wakes you up. This is one of the hidden reasons many people over 60 find themselves walking to the bathroom in the middle of the night. The goal of this first movement is to help move some of that fluid out of the legs before bedtime while you are still awake. So find a comfortable position. You can sit with your legs extended in front of you, or lie down on your back with your legs relaxed. Now gently point your toes away from you, as if you were pressing a gas pedal in a car. Move slowly and comfortably. Feel the stretch across the top of your foot. Then slowly pull your toes back toward your shin. You should feel a gentle tightening in the back of your lower leg. Your calf muscles are sometimes called the body's second heart. Every time they contract and relax, they help pump blood and fluid upward through the veins. To continue the movement slowly, point and pull back. Point. Pull back. There is no need to rush. Let the movement stay smooth and rhythmic. If you like, match it with your breathing. Inhale as your toes point forward and exhale as you pull them back toward you. Continue this gentle pumping motion for about a minute. You may begin to notice a mild warmth spreading through your calves. That is a good sign. Circulation is waking up, and your body is already beginning to move fluid back toward the center where it can be processed before you go to sleep. And that small change can make a big difference later tonight. Now that circulation has started to wake up in your lower legs, we can move to the next gentle movement. This one focuses on a part of the body that quietly influences sleep more than most people realize: your lower back and hips. During the day, the muscles around the lower spine work constantly. Sitting, standing, bending, walking, even simple household tasks place small but continuous demands on this area. Over time, those muscles can become tight and protective, especially as the body ages. When the lower back remains tense, it can affect more than just comfort. The nerves that travel through the lower spine connect directly to the pelvis and surrounding organs. When the muscles around that region are tight, they can create subtle pressure and tension that keeps the nervous system slightly alert instead of relaxed. That mild state of alertness may not seem obvious during the day, but at night it can make deep sleep more difficult. The movement we are about to do is designed to gently release that tension. Lie comfortably on your back. If you prefer, you can place a small pillow under your head to support your neck. Let your shoulders soften and rest against the bed. Extend your left leg so it lies relaxed along the surface beneath you. Now slowly bend your right knee and bring it toward your chest. There is no need to rush.
Lying on your back,
Just
draw one
guide
knee
the
toward your
movement
chest
gently.
and wrap your hands
Place
around
your
the
hands
shin.
around your shin.
Breathe in through the
just
nose,
below
letting the
knee.
belly rise.
If reaching
Exhale
the shin
slowly,
feels
softening the
uncomfortable,
shoulders.
you can simply
Lying
hold
on
the
your
back of
back,
your
draw
thigh
one knee
instead.
toward your chest and wrap your hands around
That
the shin.
position often feels
Breathe in
even
through the
more
nose, letting the
supportive for
belly
knee
rise.
joint.
Exhale
Now
slowly,
gently draw
softening
the
the
knee a
shoulders.
little closer toward your chest.
Lying on your
You
back,
should
draw
feel a
one knee
soft
toward your
stretch
chest
along
and
the
wrap
lower
your hands
back
around
and
the
perhaps
shin.
deep in the right
Breathe
hip
in
or
through the
glute
nose,
area.
letting the belly
The
rise.
sensation should be
Exhale
comfortable,
slowly, softening
never
the
sharp
shoulders.
or painful.
Lying on your back, draw
Pause
one
here
knee
for a
toward your
moment.
chest and wrap
Take
your
a
hands
slow
around the
breath
shin.
in through your nose.
Breathe in through the
As
nose,
you
letting the belly
exhale,
rise.
imagine the muscles
Exhale
along your
slowly,
lower
softening
back
the shoulders.
melting slightly into the bed beneath you. After a few seconds, slowly release the leg and allow your foot to return to the bed. Now repeat the same movement with the other leg. Bend your left knee and bring it toward your chest, holding either your shin or the back of your thigh. Again, draw the leg gently inward and breathe slowly. We will alternate this movement a few times. Right knee up, gentle stretch, release. Then left knee up, stretch, and release. Move slowly, as if your body were floating in water. With each repetition, the lower back begins to soften. The hips loosen, and the nervous system receives another quiet message that the busy part of the day is coming to an end. Now that your lower back and hips have begun to relax, we can move to another area of the body that quietly influences both circulation and pelvic comfort: the muscles along the back of your thighs. These muscles are called the hamstrings. They run from the lower part of the pelvis down to the back of the knee and they are among the largest muscle groups in the body. Throughout life, they help you walk, climb stairs, stand up from chairs, and stabilize your posture. But as the years pass, something very common begins to happen. Many people spend more time sitting than they once did. Sitting shortens the hamstrings slightly and reduces how often they move through their full range. Over months and years, those muscles can gradually become tight and less flexible. When the hamstrings tighten, they gently pull on the back of the pelvis. That small shift in pelvic position can increase pressure around the lower abdomen and bladder area. It is subtle, but the body feels it. By releasing these muscles before bedtime, we create a little more space in the pelvis and allow the lower body to relax more completely. Remain lying comfortably on your back. Bend your left knee and place your left foot flat on the bed or floor. This helps protect your lower back and keeps your pelvis stable. Now slowly lift your right leg upward. The leg does not need to be perfectly straight. A slight bend in the knee is completely fine. Place your hands behind your right thigh, supporting the leg comfortably. From here, gently push your heel upward toward the ceiling, as if you were trying to press the bottom of your foot against an invisible surface above you. As you do this, you will feel a stretch traveling down the back of your leg. Hold that gentle stretch for a moment. Then allow the knee to soften slightly and relax. Now repeat the motion in a smooth rhythm. Press the heel upward. Feel the stretch, then release. Think of this movement as a glide rather than a strong stretch. The leg lengthens slightly, then relaxes again. As you continue, breathe naturally and keep your shoulders relaxed. After several slow repetitions, lower the right leg and switch sides. Bend your right knee, lift the left leg, and support it behind the thigh. Again, press the heel upward gently, then release. At first, the muscles may feel a little stiff, almost like a hinge that has not moved in a while. But with each smooth repetition, the motion becomes easier. Your legs begin to feel lighter, and the entire lower body slowly settles into a deeper state of relaxation. Now that the muscles in the back of your legs have begun to loosen, we can gently move into an exercise that works with an area of the body many people rarely think about: the pelvic floor. The pelvic floor is a group of small muscles that sit like a supportive hammock at the base of the pelvis. These muscles help support important organs such as the bladder, the intestines, and parts of the reproductive system. They also play a role in controlling urination and maintaining stability in the lower body. What many people do not realize is that these muscles often carry hidden tension. Just like the shoulders can tighten during stress, the pelvic floor can also tighten when the body remains in a subtle state of alertness. Over time, that tension can make the bladder more sensitive. Sometimes the brain interprets that tension as a signal that you need to urinate, even when the bladder is not actually full. At night, this can contribute to those sudden awakenings that pull you out of sleep. The movement we are about to do is designed to gently release that tension. Remain lying comfortably on your back. Slowly bend both knees and bring the soles of your feet together so that the bottoms of your feet touch. From here, allow your knees to fall open toward the sides like the covers of a book, gently opening. Move slowly and stop wherever the position feels comfortable. If your hips feel tight or your knees feel unsupported, you can place a pillow or folded blanket under each knee. In fact, many people find the position even more relaxing with that support. Once you settle into the posture, allow your arms to rest softly on your stomach or at your sides. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Now bring your attention to your breathing. As you inhale through your nose, feel your abdomen rise gently beneath your hands. As you exhale, allow the belly to soften and fall naturally. With each slow breath, imagine the muscles around your hips and inner thighs releasing their tension. Picture the hips becoming heavier and more supported by the bed beneath you. You do not need to push or stretch deeply. Simply allow gravity to do the work. Remain here for several calm breaths. This quiet posture sends a powerful signal to the nervous system. It encourages the body to shift away from the fight or flight state that keeps us alert during the day and into the rest and restore state that prepares the body for deep sleep. And that gentle shift is exactly what we want before bedtime. We have reached the final movement in this sequence, and in many ways it is the one that brings everything together. Up to this point, your legs have begun to circulate fluid more effectively, your lower back has softened, your hips have opened, and the muscles around your pelvis have started to release tension. Now we are going to add one more powerful element that helps the entire body transition toward rest. This movement combines two natural tools your body already understands: elevation and breathing. First, let's adjust the position of your legs. If you are on a bed,
Every
you can
night
place
before
2
I
or
turn the
3
lights out,
pillows near
I
the
give
foot
my
of the
legs a
bed
little
and
help.
gently rest your
Elevating
calves
them
on
lets the
top of
blood
them.
work its way back up,
Another
and my
option
feet
is
feel
to
lighter.
slide closer
I rest
to
my
a
hands on
wall
my
and
belly,
place your
breathe
lower
in through
legs
the...
up against it. Either position works well. The goal is simple: allow your feet to rest slightly higher than your heart. When the legs are elevated like this, gravity immediately begins helping fluid move out of the ankles and calves and back toward the center of the body. The circulation that started with the earlier exercises now becomes even more efficient. But we will add one more ingredient that makes this position especially powerful: your breath. Place one hand lightly on your chest and the other on your abdomen. Now take a slow breath in through your nose and gently count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you inhale, allow the air to move deep into your abdomen so that the hand on your stomach rises slightly while the hand on your chest remains relatively still. Hold the breath softly for a moment, just 2 calm counts. Then slowly exhale through your mouth while counting to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As you exhale, feel your abdomen fall and your shoulders soften. Continue this breathing pattern for several cycles. Deep breathing like this stimulates an important pathway in the body known as the vagus nerve. This nerve acts like a master switch for relaxation. When it is activated, heart rate slows, muscles release tension, and the nervous system shifts into the state that prepares the body for sleep. Combined with the elevation of your legs, this breathing also encourages the fluid that has been stored in your lower legs throughout the day to move back into circulation while you are still awake. Remain here for 2 or 3 minutes if you can. With every slow breath, your body becomes quieter, calmer, and more ready for the deep rest that lies ahead tonight. You have now completed the movement sequence, and your body has already begun shifting into a calmer state. Circulation has improved, the lower body has released tension, and your nervous system has started to slow its rhythm. But what happens during the final hours before bedtime can be just as important as the movements themselves. This is where a simple guideline known as the 3-2-1 rule can be extremely helpful. The idea behind this rule is not to add complexity to your evening, but to create a gentle structure that allows your body to prepare for sleep naturally. Let's begin with the first number. 3 hours before bedtime, try to stop eating large meals. Digestion requires a surprising amount of energy. When the stomach and intestines are busy processing food, the body's internal systems remain active. Body temperature stays slightly elevated, metabolism continues working, and the nervous system remains engaged. All of these processes make it harder for the body to enter the deeper stages of sleep. By finishing dinner a few hours before bedtime, you give your digestive system time to settle so that the body can gradually shift into a resting state. The second number is 2. 2 hours before bedtime, begin limiting how much fluid you drink. This step can be especially helpful for anyone who wakes during the night to use the bathroom. Of course, you should never avoid hydration during the day, but reducing larger amounts of liquid in the final hours before sleep allows your body time to process what you have already consumed. If you need to take medication, a small sip of water is perfectly fine. The goal is simply to avoid large glasses of liquid late in the evening. Finally, we come to the last number, 1 hour before bedtime. This is the ideal time to perform the gentle movement sequence you practiced tonight. The exercises help move fluid out of the legs, release tension in the hips and lower back, and calm the nervous system. After completing them, your body often feels naturally ready to rest. You might then dim the lights in your home, play soft music, or spend a few quiet minutes breathing slowly as you prepare for sleep. These small habits create a powerful signal. They tell your body that the day is ending and that the night is a safe time to rest. If you are watching this and thinking, "I'm not sure I can change all of this at once," please remember something very important. You don't have to. Real improvement rarely comes from doing everything perfectly in a single day. More often, it begins with one small step repeated consistently. Maybe tonight you simply try the ankle pump for a minute before bed. That alone can already help your body move fluid out of your legs earlier in the evening. Tomorrow night you might add one more movement from the sequence. Over time, those small changes begin to build on one another. Your body notices those signals, and the body has an incredible ability to adapt, even later in life. Muscles soften, circulation improves, the nervous system gradually relearns how to relax when the day is over. Sleep often returns not as a sudden miracle but as a quiet shift. One night you wake up only once instead of 3 times. Another night you fall asleep more easily. Then one morning arrives when you realize you slept longer than you expected. Those small moments are signs that your body is remembering something it has known your entire life: how to rest. And every gentle step you take tonight helps guide it back in that direction. Tonight we explored a gentle way to help your body return to the deep, uninterrupted sleep it was designed to have. You began by helping circulation move fluid out of the lower legs with the ankle pump. That simple motion alone can reduce one of the hidden causes of waking up during the night. Then you release tension through the lower back and hips with the knee hug movement, allowing the nerves around the pelvis to relax. You gently lengthen the back of the legs with the hamstring glide, creating more space through the lower body. You open the hips and soften the pelvic floor with the butterfly position, allowing the muscles around the bladder to settle. And finally, you combined leg elevation with slow breathing to activate the body's natural relaxation response. Along with these movements, you learned the 3-2-1 evening routine, giving your body the time it needs to finish digestion, process fluids, and prepare naturally for rest. None of these steps are extreme. They are small, quiet signals. But the body listens to those signals. If you practice even 1 or 2 of these habits regularly, your body may begin to rediscover a rhythm that has always been there. So tonight, be patient with yourself. Trust the process, and allow your body to do what it has done your entire life: rest, restore, and prepare for a new morning.